guys, what is up? My name is Megan and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe, and welcome to this month's Candyland Picks My TBR. If you missed it, I technically have two TBR up for the month of September. I have my Candyland TBR, which goes up every month, but I also have a specific readathon TBR that has been posted a few days ago for my month-long readathon, which I'm hosting, which is the Everbloom Academy. It is the first year and first semester, so first time ever doing this readathon. It's not too late to join if ever you want to, but I will leave all the information to that with my TBR and such in the cards in case you missed it. So there's a lot going on this month, which brings me to say that we are just going to do 5 picks for this month because I did not want to leave Candyland behind, but I also do not have the capacity to read like 40 books in a month. So this is my way of kind of like reeling it back without dropping Candyland. If you are new here and want the rules to Candyland explained, I will leave the playlist with all of the months of Candyland linked down below, but it's very simple. Basically, I use the actual, let me unfold it for you, Candyland board and the spinner wheel. I spin this month, for example, 5 times and follow the colors of the prompts and move up the board. Each color corresponds to a different prompt, which I will leave up here for you guys, and that's how I pick my TBR. If I fall on the same color 3 times, I add an extra spin, and usually when I don't complete my prior month's TBR, I also add a spin. So sometimes we read 5 books, but sometimes we get a lot more than 5. So with all that explanation aside, let's move on to spin number 1. Okay friends, we ended up with a double green last time, so we are starting off right here with Audrey Rose. Let's go for spin number 1, and that is double yellow. Spin number 1 fell on double yellow, which is special edition or subscription box, beautiful book, however you want to interpret it. And for this one, I am going to go with Lady Macbeth. This is the Waterstones exclusive, so it has like the braid and the hair on the pages, and it's just stunning. I think it's also signed. It is in very small, but it's here. And I wanted to add this to my TBR because I feel like I'm starting to be in the mood for some spooky fall vibes. Though I am a summer girl through and through, I kind of am realizing that, you know, autumn is around the corner, and so I thought this would be a great addition. I have not read Ava Reid yet, but this is essentially a retelling of Lady Macbeth. And I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about it, honestly. I'm a little bit scared, but I'm like, I just got this book, I need to read it now or it's gonna stay on my shelves forever. So there it is, folks. It's on the TBR. You'll see throughout the weekly reading vlogs how I feel about it. Let's move on to spin number 2. Moving on to spin number 2 is blue. We are not moving very far. Spin number 2 brought us to blue, which is a recent purchase, and for that I'm going with The Secret Dead Club by Karen Strong. This is a middle grade spooky book. It's very short, and I recently just heard about this book, and it actually released like last week by the time I'm filming this. And this is about a young girl who can see, and I believe maybe even talk. Yeah, talk to the dead. This very much reminds me of the Victoria Schwab like City of Ghosts vibes, where a girl doesn't want to talk to ghosts but has the ability to, and at the beginning of this book she moves back with her mom to this like haunted Victorian house, and I'm not sure if her mom has the same ability or not, but I guess some sort of club forms. Are there other young ladies who can talk to ghosts? Maybe. It sounds like a spoopy fun time, and I think it being short is also great considering the amount of books I'm gonna read this month. Moving on to spin number 3. Spin number 3 is red. We're really doing all the colors here. And I feel like I'm taking forever to finish this round of Candyland. Spin number 3 fell on red, and so far so good. We're not even doubling up on colors. Red is indie, and for that I'm going to add a little bit of romance because my summer heart cannot not read romance, and we're going to go with The Playbook by Rebecca Genchak. This, I feel, is going to be like a new favorite book. It's a dual perspective romance following a football player and this girl who receives his fan mail, and like at first they obviously dislike each other and she thinks he's full of it by the fan mail she receives, and they end up falling in love. I think it's because, like, are they roommates? I'm not sure. Oh no, they're fake date. It's a fake dating romance. I'm excited. I love Rebecca Genchak's writing. There's a lot of her books on one of those shelves. I'm starting to have like this whole shrine of her books, and this is one of her newest release, or if not her newest release. So very excited to get to it. It is chunky though. Moving on to spin number 4. Moving on to spin number 4 is green. We haven't had the same color twice yet. But still not moving very far. Spin number 4 fell on green. Instead of doing random prompts, we're doing random books. I mentioned this in last month's TBR. I did not have time to clean up this jar after unhauling like 100 or more so books. I will leave the unhauls in the cards for you guys. So it might take a few before we actually get to a book I still own and have not read. But let's do it. If we get it on the first try, I'll be very impressed. We got it on the first try. What? If you can see it, that says A Wild Love. I'm shook. Okay, let me go get this. So, again, another romance. I think the gods of books have heard me because I've been complaining so many times that there's not enough romance on my TBR. But here it is. This is gonna be my first Elsie Silver book, and I'm both excited and terrified. I literally have chills and I don't even know why. The tagline of this speaks to my romance soul. It says, she's been driving him wild for years. The good kind of wild, the bad kind of wild. Like, he's a billionaire. This is a brother's best friend in a small town. It's kind of like forbidden because like brother's best friend. Is this dual perspective? It's also dual perspective. I think this is gonna make me melt into a puddle of goo. I just have a feeling about this book. And I think the second book in the series releases soon as well. So if I enjoy it, I know there's more coming soon. Oh my god. I'm like both happy and petrified, but the jar has been doing me so good, and now I feel like I just jinxed it, but like, love that for me. And let's move on to spin number 5 and our last spin. Moving on to our last spin of the day is another green. Which is awesome because that means we just fell on a candy right here. As you can see, it becomes free pick. Spin number 5 technically fell on green. However, when we moved up the board, it came to a lollipop, which is free pick. And for that, I put more romance because romance, middle grade, there needs to be a balance. We're going with Enemies to Lovers by Laura Jane Williams. This is going to be my first by the author, and it is a new release. It came out mid-August, and I don't do a lot of traditionally published romances anymore. I say this, I feel like every time I film a TBR, but I don't. However, this one just really struck a chord. It feels like a lot of my favorite traditionally published romances, and just the title being Enemies to Lovers, like, are they actually gonna be enemies? Are we talking more like dislike to love? I'm curious to see what it is I'm going to think of this book, considering that, again, it's like 350 pages. I'm hoping for something good. The cover is stunning. This is the UK cover. I like it more than the US one. And I just have overall good vibes. Also, I'm trying to not let summer go so quickly, so the blend of like spooky ghost books and beach romances is doing it for me. So if we recap, this is the stack. Now on a normal month, that would be great. Like a beautiful, beautiful stack. We got some fantasy, some middle grade, some romance. But this is not the only TBR. We're talking probably like 12 to 15 more books-ish, maybe 10 more books. So we'll see. But obviously these take priority, and if need be, I will double these up with prompts for my readathon. But we have Enemies to Lovers, Wild Love, The Playbook, The Secret, Dead Club, and then Lady Macbeth. Let me know what you guys are reading this month. Are you partaking in my readathon or not? Either way, I will see you guys very soon with some more videos where I hope I read a lot of books. Bye guys, happy reading.